We want to turn our attention to a project that we are working here at C-SPAN. Joining us to talk about it is someone familiar, if you watch this network quite extensively. He's Marc Farkas. He is the executive producer for C-SPAN's history programming. You may remember he was one of several behind the Capitol project that we did. And Mr. Farkas, you're doing another project on another famous landmark here in Washington. What is that?
Our next history project, we thought here in an election year, we wanted to take a look inside the White House. So beginning December 14th and running that whole week at 9 p.m. every night, we've got what we're calling White House Week. It starts with a feature-length documentary that's called The White House, Inside America's Most Famous Home, which really, it's shot in high definition, and it's meant to take you through the history of the White House, really looking at the White House today and going back in time to see which particular first families and presidents and first ladies have really changed it into what we see today.
And here to show you a little bit of what this project looks like is the trailer from the White House project.
I am speaking to you from the room where I have worked since April 1945. This is the President's office in the West Wing of the White House.
You know, down the hall and up the stairs from this office is the part of the White House where the President and his family live.
I never forget that I live in a house owned by all the American people, and that I have been given that trust.
This house is only on loan to its tenants. We are temporary occupants linked to a continuity of presidents.
Well, I'm so excited that you all are here. It's both a very, very public house with public tours and a wonderful private home for our president.
This isn't the biggest house. Many and even smaller countries are much bigger. This isn't the finest house, but this is the best house. This house has a great heart.
This is the story of a house located at the center of a nation's identity and the focal point of international events, whose occupants have a chance to leave their own legacy to the official residence of the president and the symbolic home of the American people. Some leave their marks on the physical structure, others their psychological imprints on it. Inside, it is a place of beauty and history, and its spaces and priceless art collection help tell the story of those presidents and first ladies that have changed this home, whose story of survival and growth since 1800 is paralleled by that of our nation.
This old house has withstood war and fire and bulldozers, just as its inhabitants have faced a stern test or two.
It is the story of a house that in many ways no longer exists. Its insides have been burnt, gutted, and rebuilt. But even those parts of it that have long become landfill, or that we see now only in faded photographs, are part of our nation's collective memory and our national heritage. Now we walk inside the White House and through time, to the beauty of its grand state floors, where the rooms and parlors all tell stories of the past, and where public history still unfolds. And into the world of the permanent staff, who help first families adjust to life in the White House by making it both a home and a stage. And into the rarely seen private family quarters upstairs, where all presidents since John Adams have tried to live private lives while in the public spotlight. Together, they all tell the story of an American idea called the White House.
Marc Farkas, how do you capture that in 90 minutes?
Well, it's hard to capture it in 90 minutes, which is why we're doing a whole week look at the White House. I mean, it took us about a year and a half to get into the White House and work around the First Family schedule and everything that goes on in that building to collect all the video that we need. And it's an amazing story that really does parallel the history of our country. So what we're trying to do in that 90 minutes, again, is to take you through the home, both the state floor as well as the private residence, and get a sense of what it looks like today, how it's been lived in, and how it got to that point. So that, that's the first night. But really what we're doing the rest of the week is offering all those other things that I think fill in the picture as well. We'll do a tour of the private residence with First Lady Laura Bush, and she was instrumental in carrying this project off. We worked with her staff throughout this project, as well as the White House Historical Association. So those other nights really will take you into the working White House. We've got something on the gardens and grounds and the history, because that's got its own story to tell as well. So it really is, that one night in that documentary trailer that we just saw will take us through a certain portion of the White House's history, but we want to fill it out because it's too extensive to tell in just one program.
When getting access or asking permission to get access to the private residence, you said the First Lady was instrumental. Was she willing to open up those doors for you?
She really was. I mean, I take my hat off to her. That it is a home that is incredibly busy with the work of a nation, and it's also a place where they live, and they are trying to really live this private life while inside this bubble that is the White House. But yeah, they opened up the doors to us. They let us go up into the private residence, and as you're seeing right now, we're in the blue room right there, getting shots. And the blue room is one of the oval rooms inside the White House. And just above that, that's on the second floor. Just above that is the private residence. So yeah, we were let into really not only the working White House, but also into the public areas as well as the private areas of the White House as
You're
well.
also seeing videographers Bill Heffley and Bob Riley working with you. Talk a little bit about the style that you use and the kind of presentation this will be. This will be in high definition?
We recorded it in high definition, and the plan is to, once the documentary comes out, to put it on video on demand in high definition, and then it'll air on C-SPAN in letterbox format. But we wanted to record it in the best possible quality that we could. So the high definition really makes the White House come alive visually. But the other thing you'll see in the documentary, it's not just the beauty of the home, it's really the way the home works. It's the sights, it's the sounds. There's a certain sense of urgency over there at certain times of the day when the First Family is there. At other times it's quiet and you really can feel the history and the presence of the past there with you. So the documentary and the week will take you sort of in and out of both those types of rhythms that exist at the White House.
To give you a sense of some of the inside of the home, especially the private residence, here's a bit more from the project, this time with First Lady Laura Bush leading a tour.
As we walk down this hallway, can you explain what is this? How long is this?
This is a very long cross hall. This is above the same cross hall that is downstairs on the state floor. So at about right here is when downstairs would be the dining room. This would probably correspond with the red room right here. And this is our little upstairs den. This room, I don't know if you want to go in here and look, but this room was often the bedroom of the President of the United States, and the First Lady would have the bedroom right here with these adjoining doors. Now, of course, we share a bedroom, and so this has ended up being our upstairs office. This is where we work on puzzles and watch baseball on TV. It's where I'm working on scrapbooks right now. You can see I have boxes of things out here.
Marc Farkas, what can you add to what we just saw?
Well, that's just a portion of a tour we did up in the private residence. That's on the second floor, and it's a place where public tours never get a chance to go to. So we've got about a half an hour where we'll show you the entire tour with Laura Bush, and that's going to be presented on one of the evenings following the documentary, where we'll look back in time as well at televised tours, the first ever televised tour of the White House done with Harry Truman. Lady Bird Johnson also did a tour of the White House. So we'll give you a sense, again, what it looks like today from both a private and public perspective, and then take you back in time. All this as well we'll have on our website, which you can get to now, at cspan.org/White House. And what that's meant to do is we will be posting video. We've got the trailer up there today. At the end of October, we'll have a full launch, and if you want to sign up there, you can get updates on and sort of sneak peeks at what we'll be doing in December. So that'll be there from today, and we'll be building that out all the way through the debut of the series on December 14th.
And that's part of White House Week, December 14th through the 20th here at C-SPAN, 9 o'clock every night. Marc Farkas is the executive producer for C-SPAN History Programming. Mr. Farkas, thank you.
Thank you, Pedro.